Hi, my name is Gregory Robertson, and today we'll be speaking about science of reading. With the science of reading today, we'll be covering these topics. The science of reading, what is it? The four theoretical models, phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, code emphasis versus meaning emphasis, and orthographic mapping. And in these topics, we'll pretty much be talking about what it is and why it's important for most of these topics. Okay, the science of reading. What is it? Well, it's a few different things. It is phonological awareness, it is phonics, it's fluency, and it's vocabulary. All of these components are set up to work together to make the end result come to the conclusion of comprehension. That's pretty much what the basis of science of reading is all about. All of these things, phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, and vocabulary, working together to bring an end result of comprehension, building skilled readers. You have the theoretical model, simple view of reading. That's the first one we're going to cover, which was developed by Philip Goff and William E. Turner. It contains two components, which would be word recognition and language comprehension. In word recognition, you're going to have decoding and citing words, being able to just read words right off what's on the paper. And you have language comprehension, being able to understand the meaning of what those words mean when a reader is trying to read. And in this model, it's focusing on the concept that a student may have issues with either word recognition in itself or language comprehension in itself, or both together. Then we have Scarborough's reading rope. And in Scarborough's reading rope, she has a good visual of a two-strand concept where you have an upper strand and a lower strand. Here you see my strands a little bit flipped with word recognition being my upper strand and language comprehension being my lower strand. Yet they still work in the same concept as what she has set out in her visual. Uh, Word recognition has the phonological awareness, the decoding, citing words, and language comprehension has their background knowledge, the language structure, and with all of these different things, they work together with these two strands and they bind and weave based on those underlying components that they both contain, and they form a skill, produce a skilled reader who's building that fluency and the accuracy and automaticity with that process. And then you move on to the next theoretical model in the four-part mental processor developed by Seidenberg and McLeod. You have the phonological processor, and that phonological processor, this is where we perceive and interpret uh, different sounds of letters and sounds of speech. Sorry about that. And then an orthographic processor, it provides a visual to where we see the print word and start to begin to have sight words and process those letters, spacing, punctuation, things like that as well. Then you have the meaning processor, which this is where students start to develop the meaning of words. And then we bring into that the context processor, where the context is being identifying what word, the meaning of words and its intention. Like if, for example, if I have the word meat, meat, and meat, meet, those words sound the same, yet have different intentions when used in a sentence, and that's where the context processor comes in. And we figure out which one we use in that sentence. Next model we have is Erie's phase of word level reading, developed by Lene C. Erie. I'm sorry. She has the pre-alphabetical phase where students may not have any alphabetical knowledge, yet they can familiarize certain words based off possibly seeing them on logos and things like that. Partial alphabetic, alphabetic phase, you start to read some letters in words and start to try to pronounce those words a little bit based off the letters that you're familiar with. In full alphabetic phase, at this point, you know some sight words. You start to try to put it together by you getting familiar with other words and building up that storage bank. And then you go into a consolidated alphabetic phase to where now you go into that storage bank of all those words that you have known and developed, and you get used to different letter patterns and word patterns, and now you start to consolidate those and as you progress into your comprehension. Phonological awareness. It's a skill that identifies units of oral language and as well as manipulate those units. And we do that by using word part syllables, onsets, and rhymes. A student may hear a teacher teaching them different rhymes, and then they start to develop their own rhymes once they learn that and become more aware. It's important because uh, not having that phonological awareness to be able to recognize these syllables and rhyming words and word parts that go together uh, could indicate a low risk reader in the future. Phonics. Phonics is pretty much the sound of language versus what we see on our paper, written language. We want to decode and sound words out. Students are getting familiar with being able to see letters and know the sounds, maybe the short vowel sounds, long vowel sounds, and make it all make sense into a word. Just for example, I may say big, big, using those words and making it big, using those letters. I'm sorry, the sounds of those letters, making that word come together as big, and that's important because we want that letter sound relationship to become strong enough when we see words. It'll help us learn other words. And we get into fluency. Fluency, accuracy, quickness, expression. Um, how accurate can I be when I'm reading, getting words or recognizing words? How quick can I recognize those words as I'm going through my reading, and just have a good flow, and also be able to bring us expression with it. It decreases decoding. It's why one of the reasons why it's important because you can skip past decoding words and you already know them and you're picking up going over to the next thing and you're just focusing on what's in your background knowledge and it helps build from there. Then we get into our vocabulary. What is it? And it's words of language. It's single items, phrases, chunks of words. Words that we're learning the meaning of and how to understand what someone is trying to say, trying to understand a better way to express ourselves by having a good knowledge of the words we're using, what their meaning is, and how to connect them to make it all make sense when we're trying to project that out to someone or listen to someone as well. Code emphasis versus meaning emphasis. In code emphasis, you may have a teacher who decides she wants to go with the method of having a specific set of letters or words and having her students become used to the phonemic awareness of those words and try to build their understanding of those words and letters within that set of words until they can get that and then progress on to something else and become more proficient and advanced in that. Versus meaning emphasis where you're using whole word reading and it's introducing a variety of words and not something that's really set. So it's a little more confusing. It's not as easy for students to catch on because it doesn't even use phonics to help a student grasp the concept of that word. And it's not to say it can't be effective, but it's not the best. The code emphasis is kind of proving that it can be accurate and comprehension and fluency. And then you have the orthographic mapping. Orthographic mapping is where we now develop a permanent storage of words, sight words, and a lot of words have become familiar to us, and we can take now unfamiliar words and now build into where we can quickly learn what that word is, and now it becomes a sight word, and we just continue to build that word bank. And our process is us hearing a sequence of sounds. Then we recognize those sounds next time we may hear it. All right, now we can go and match it up with the vocabulary that we've already established and built, and we can look into the meaning of it. and make it even make all come together and improve our fluency and our comprehension as we go on. And today we spoke on the what, the why, and the difference when it comes to the what is science of reading, or theoretical models, phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and then the difference between coded emphasis versus the meaning of emphasis, and orthographic mapping, what and the why on all of these topics. That is the science of reading, and this is my conclusion. Thank you.